Good evening, Tony. Mark Zuberek here with Tony Bennett. I almost
Yeah,
got
exactly. There we go.
Bettencourt.
I left my
You left your heart in San Francisco?
Exactly, that was it.
Well, welcome to the show, and we're having a little bit of fun. I thought today would be a good day to sort of express our views that we're the flower children
Exactly.
of the 60s and 70s.
Exactly.
And what we need to do is have a little bit more fun than being so sour as the rest of the town is
Exactly.
because of the issues that are happening.
No question in my mind.
And welcome to the topics of the town news. And this is the February 22nd, 2024 show. As I mentioned already and introduced, Tony Bettencourt and myself, Mark Zuberek, will be the hostess with the mostess on the show. The agenda and opinions are solely by the topics of the town host, guests, contributors, and commentators. Our leaders would like us to believe that everything we need to know is on the town website. Well, you only find what they want you to find.
And some people can't even find it.
Therefore, Albert Einstein has been my favorite presenter of comments in regard to what's going on in our communities lately. And I picked out a quote that I've used before, but I thought it was very appropriate. And let me just read it very slowly because there's a message in here. Unthinking respect for authority is the greatest enemy of truth. Now just think about what I'm trying to say is that we as children, as residents, as citizens of this town and state and country, always thought authority was the name of the game. That's how it should be handled. But unthinking respect for authority is the greatest enemy of truth. And authority sometimes, many times, lies to us. And we have that happening in our town as well because we have experienced that in the last town meeting. Einstein wasn't shy about expressing his political views. He was an outspoken critic of racism and nationalism. He was a pacifist and critical of capitalism and in favor of socialism. And that's what we're having right now, and this is so appropriate. When Einstein moved to America, at the time, this was back in the early 1900s, I believe, it didn't take long before he was on the radar of J. Edgar Hoover, who called the physicist an extreme radical. If Einstein was an extreme radical at that time, then we have a whole bunch of extreme radicals in this country, in this state, in this town. By the time of Einstein's death, the FBI file on him was 1,427 pages long.
Really? Wow.
And I thought that was a very interesting fact because currently we are all under the eye of our law enforcement agencies, whether they're FBI, CIA, local police, state police, Everybody's got the finger into our lives. So we need to be careful, but we need to be able to speak up. And I don't know about you, Tony, but I am not afraid to speak up
No.
because it needs to be said, and the general public needs to understand what's going
Yeah,
on.
you have to. I mean, otherwise,
The other aspect of I am getting messages from Trump, of all people. The town government is deaf to the issues that count. We are overtaxed and abused as ratepayers in the delivery of utility and basic services. We need relief. And one of the major things themes of the last town meeting, special town meeting, was tax relief. Taxation without representation is illegal in this country, in this town. The town went a step further for this special town meeting. They directed all interested parties to the website for the information related to the warrant articles. How do you like that? It did not work very well. I just want to present a case in mind that I experienced at the last selectmen's meeting. I said exactly what this quote was saying. The warrant articles that were prepared by the town hall and the board of selectmen were bogus, basically, because they did not have any backup information or any text of the information that you were asking the people to vote on. Our town meeting members, as I said to the selectmen on Tuesday, walk into the room of the auditorium and open up the packet. And they should be able to understand what this is all about. They are relying on the finance committee and the board of selectmen and the town management to present these cases, whether they're true, false, or not, but at least they have something in front of them that they can vote on.
other than that, you got to watch all the meetings, basically. I mean, really. Even one of the, which board is it? There was one that was, the meeting froze. It was very important. They were having a discussion on it, okay?
Right.
On the articles that were going in. I believe was the planning board, okay? The planning board was
Right.
explaining the article and all that stuff there. And all of a sudden, the TV just froze. You couldn't watch anymore.
Well, the Board of Selectmen meeting, I think it was 2 meetings ago, basically silenced my comments because the microphones didn't work.
Really?
Yes. And the thing is that at this last Tuesday meeting, I stood up and expressed my views. And as soon as I started, the town manager, who should not be allowed to interfere with public comment, because public comment is to the Board of Selectmen and to the chairman, and everything that the Board of Selectmen want should go through the chairman, and he barges in and he starts nailing me for not being aware that over the last 4 years they've used exactly the same process. Well, the same process didn't work then, and it didn't work this time.
Even town meeting's not working good either. The voice resignation has to go. There's no way we can, as a town, can keep going this way, okay? The reason being is it just can't. There's no question in my mind.
Well,
okay?
there's no access to the town meeting members to the discussion because they want to get out of there.
I
in an
understand that, but
hour.
it can't be. I mean, we have to have, look, they got to do something, because, it just doesn't work as far as I'm concerned. I've been a town meeting member almost 20 years now, I believe, okay? And a lot of people have left for this reason. I mean, they've just quit because they're dissatisfied and aggravated that you go there, out of the goodness of your heart, you go in there to do the best you can for the town, to help your town and do whatever you can. And it doesn't, sometimes it just feels Doesn't feel right. You follow what I'm saying? And it doesn't feel right. It just slides through, just like right now, too, what they're trying to do with this gas tax. Now, there should have been discussion. I had 7 people standing, okay? They still want to try to push this through, whatever. We should have a standing vote, okay? Our town meeting members should, the people that vote for us should see who votes. You understand what I'm saying?
counted,
Okay?
right.
Be accounted for. I'm not afraid. If I'm not doing my job, let them get rid of me. That's how it should be, okay? I don't say we have to have a stand-up vote every single time, but on important issues, we have to. We have to bring this town back to where it should be. It feels like they're trying to jam things through and sneak it by, and it's not the right
There
way.
is no confidence of the town meeting process because there have been instances in the past that did not smell right.
Exactly. Even if you stop and think, if you listen to some of the selectmen meeting, they always blame the town meeting members. The budget, you got to call your town meeting members and tell them. And then you try to do your job, they don't want you to do your job. So it gets confusing a little bit. You
Well,
understand?
this is our infamous Trask tax situation
There you go.
where our longest running selectman that's been on the board for almost 20 years.
And I hate to say it, and this is just from my voice and my thinking, if that man gets back in, this town's going down the tubes. I'm being honest with you.
That's because he wants to talk everybody to death.
I don't know. I swear to God, I think he thinks he's the town manager. I don't know which one's the town manager, him or the town manager. One of them is, because
Well,
it
the
seems that
town
way.
manager doesn't seem to be very much in control because the Board of Selectmen is not in control. It's almost like a puppet government going on behind
It shouldn't be
the
that way,
scenes.
because look, we have a wonderful town. I'm going on 46 years being here, okay? And I hate to see this town go down the tubes, and it feels that way, okay? And I'm not trying to be funny in more ways than one, okay? I can't explain it, okay? And I know not everything's supposed to be rosy all the time, but it's really not going the right way as far as I'm concerned.
Tony, one thing, I just like to read 2 sentences here. Trash tax debate. Debate continues. Special town meeting continues. What will happen? And this is one of the most important town meetings that has happened because this is imposing a tax on our residents that is not authorized legally by the town meeting, the legislative body. And this was a overreach by the town manager, and it was very evident with the legal opinion that came through from our own attorney for the town.
That's why I'm so confused. I really, honestly, even right now, as a town meeting member, I do not understand this situation, okay? I think I do because I listen to all the meetings and everything else. But I'm really confused, okay? Because we were told the town manager had the power to do this.
That's what he told us. He
That's
told
what
us
the
that.
Board of Selectmen told us that.
No, it was not.
Oh,
it
wasn't?
was the town manager told the Board of Selectmen that he had the authority
okay.
to do it. But he then sheepishly asked, would you vote on this for me so that backs me up?
Right.
That's exactly what happened.
But that's not what they told us. That's the problem. That's not what they
right.
told us.
That's right. So,
And then on top of it, they're saying it was the petition someone put together. Now, someone, out of the goodness of their heart, put a petition together, okay? I didn't even sign the petition. If they came to me, I would have signed it in 2 seconds, okay? But on top of it,
well, you didn't need to because people were lining up to
exactly.
sign the petition.
But here's the point, what I'm trying to get at in a way, okay? They said it was illegal. What's illegal about it? They told us it was illegal, and the board, if you remember, the Board of Selectmen we're going to vote on it was 2-2, and Mr. Bennett abstained from it because he wanted to.
The attorney for the town
What is illegal
made
about it?
a case that it was illegal to override state law, and the state is dictating to us every chance it gets. Because we're getting stuffed on tax revenue. We don't get the share that we deserve. They are loading up the town with illegal immigrants. They're loading up the school department with illegal students. And we need to finally stand up. Similar condition happened in the town of Milton. Milton, in their wisdom, do we need a referendum to eliminate this Trask tax, or do we need to change the Board of Selectmen? So there's two things that this town needs to do, and it needs a lot of courage to stand up and say enough is enough. State, get out of our life. This is the town of Danvers, not the state of Massachusetts.
$1.3 million should not be voted by 3 people. Okay, this should have been on a ballot for a town-wide, okay, on the voting thing or something to that effect. Okay, something this magnitude of money. That's how it should have been. What they tried to do is sneak it through and see if it goes by and let it, and everybody pay for it or whatever. I've talked to all kinds of people. Do you understand what I'm saying? No one wants this thing. I can't find anybody that wants it. The only people I know wants this is 3 selectmen and the finance board. That's it. The only people don't want it.
You know why? Because the Board of Selectmen have permitted the town manager to propose this fee that he calls a fee because he's running out of our tax money.
There's no question about the run out of our tax money.
And it's time that that town manager earn his $250,000 a year that he gets in a salary and figure out a way how to manage this town under the budget that we are providing him.
If I'm not mistaken, it's only 10%. That's all this comes out to be. 10% of the budget, right? That's all it comes out to be.
It's less than that.
Less than 10%. So, I mean, you're
Our
trying to tell me they
budget
can't...
is going to be over $150 million.
That's what I'm trying to get at.
And this is a fee that's 1.3 million, I believe.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So you're talking about less than 10%.
Hold it. But this is how screwed up this mess is, okay? I heard that we don't even know if it's going to be $200. It could be more.
Well, of course it's going to be more. This is a step on...
How can you do that without knowing what you're voting on?
This is the nose of the camel under the tent. And then come the feet. Then come the hump. Then comes the head. And we are getting taxed and whooped to death again. So, I think we need to bring this to town meeting, and that's where the action needs to take place.
Monday we're going to find out.
Well, Monday, I hope that we have enough courageous town meeting members to raise this issue and move on to a standing vote.
It has to be a standing vote. There's no other way.
Show them that we don't want it.
Hold it. At that meeting, I was standing up with 7 other people, and that's what it takes. She ignored me, okay? You know that, okay? She ignored me and didn't even acknowledge us, okay? They want us to go away, and they were hoping that they close the meeting until someone caught up and complained about it. That's what happened. They got caught, okay?
Well, that's right.
It's a good thing you filmed it, though, because you didn't film it.
I have. See, the thing is that the current film industry, basically, the town has their own film of the town meeting. I have my own film.
Right, but the reason why you filmed it is because you can't use the towns, can you?
They don't want me to because DCAT has been under the thumb of the town management because they don't want to share any of that information. But I'm figuring out a way how to get around that. So, the 2 versions of that vote and the vote for the MBTA is also in question. They're both in that same situation. My version that I sat there, and this Monday I'm going to bring a big bag of popcorn because it's entertaining. So it's going to be fun to watch. And what my version, what I heard, and what the camera heard, is that there is a doubt.
No question in my mind. I listened to it about 4 or 5 times already. I'm already getting sick of it. And the outcome of the vote didn't come the way they wanted. I'll tell you that right now. That was a nay. Okay, the nays won, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, and if the nays won, but that's not what they said. It's ridiculous. That's why I'm trying to tell you. This voice resignation has to go. Okay, they got to figure out a better way to do this, to make this town the right way, to make sure it goes in the right areas, and everybody votes the right way, and town meeting members appreciate it for what they do.
Then you know what? One of the things that the townspeople can do is have a citizens petition for this annual town meeting and ask for funding and development of a trigger system or a clicking system that records their votes at the town meeting in the auditorium. those clickers can, or there's those.
I don't think that
electronic-
expensive either. They try to
No.
tell me they're expensive. Not expensive.
Other towns are using it.
Okay, then.
Other towns are doing this. And that's what we need to do is present a case for this particular clicker that can be
I've taken
recorded.
classes. I've taken a lot of classes. That's what we used to do. They used to hand out clickers, and you hit yes or no,
Right.
and then you would know exactly how many people were on the board. And then if you were in doubt, then you have a roll call vote or a stand-in vote or whatever. You
Now,
know, it makes more sense.
Going back into the trash tax,
Yes.
the proposal has been tried before and has many pitfalls and must go to town meeting before it is initiated. Our leadership found a legislative solution to raise our taxes. Rep and Senator worked this action into a tax override within the law because they passed this permission to the mayors, basically, because the mayors have the authority as the leaders of the town because they're elected. Town manager is not elected,
No.
and he should keep his mouth to himself until the Board of Selectmen gear him into that direction. And the Board of Selectmen to date has poo-pooed that whole fee structure that he introduced. And he introduced his own cover by having the Board of Selectmen vote for his proposal. So that's what it is. But I have a very good surprise here, and I developed this before the last town meeting. And Ben, if you can put up my defund our town management to fund trash tax costs and save taxes. This is what we should be gearing to, because our town management has overgrown the basis of the original Wayne Marquis and the Board of Selectmen information that was available. Now we have built up a regime in our directors of our organizations
Everybody's a
in town
director.
hall. Everybody is a director,
the
is
problem.
right. And the thing is, everybody's in charge. Well, one of the questions that I've raised, who is actually in charge? And it looks like, forgive me for saying this, but I'll say it anyway, the Board of Selectmen are not in charge.
Well, they're supposed to be, though.
They're supposed to be. The Board of Selectmen are being led by
Well,
individuals.
We got two town meeting members. Two town managers. If you ask me, on the one Board of Selectmen and one town manager. That's the way I see it.
That's
I'll be
right.
honest with you. I'm not being funny by any means, but it's the truth. Okay, it's the way I see it. I don't know. But here's another problem. Another problem with this trash thing, I don't think it was thought out too well, okay? I was talking to someone the other day. They're going to turn in 12 barrels, okay? They don't want them. They have a dumpster, okay? They got the barrels that they're in their way, basically, okay? They're going to turn them in. They don't want them, okay?
But they should get a refund.
Yeah, he's going to. He wanted to know when the thing was. I don't know. I told him I think it's July it starts. He's going to, because he wants to bring them back before then so they won't be charging him for them. You know what I'm trying to get at? It's crazy.
They'll charge him for it anyway.
They can't. If he doesn't want them, that's what it's supposed to be. But I don't know, even just, there had to be a better way.
Tony, the final option or the results of this are a repeat of a warrant article by citizens petition during the annual town meeting. And at that town meeting, the article should read, rescind the vote to authorize the trash tax and revert back to the tax-supported funding for the trash collection and disposal.
But I don't think it's going
But don't say but.
I know.
But the problem is that nobody wants to do it. We need to do it. And the one other thing that can be done, follow-up actions when Article 10 was concluded. Article 10 is a citizen's petition for a special town meeting. Does it have special status, and how has the town meeting handled the delicate matter? Legal opinion was clear as mud. How do we approach this matter for this time and in the future?
It's a problem because every time someone's brought something up, there's always been a problem. I swear to God, they let it happen. Do you understand what I'm getting at?
Every article.
Every
that
article. Then they try to tell you, you're not the right stuff. You can't do it. We can't.
The legal beagles say
They want you
can't
to
do
go out and
it.
hire an attorney. You know what we should do? We should be able to hire an attorney and give the bill to the town and get reimbursed from the town. That's how we should
We
do it.
have an attorney, but he doesn't work for the residents.
He's
He
supposed to work
works
for the residents.
town manager.
He's getting paid from us. He's getting paid from the taxpayers.
Absolutely.
That's the reason being. But maybe there should be a clause in there that we get our own attorney, okay? And whatever it costs, give it to the town, let the town pay for it.
But there's a more definitive solution to this issue, is to ask for a referendum during the annual town elections. How do we do this? There are methods, and it has been done in the past, because the referendum was done for 2.5 overrides that were introduced, and they went to town meeting, the town meeting approved it, and then the referendum disproved it. So how, when, and wording of the referendum article is more important. Number of verified signatures, how soon after the town meeting do they have to be gathered and submitted? When do the signatures have to be submitted? That's a good question, because it's a limited amount of time that they give you. I think it's 2 weeks.
I don't think this article is going to pass. That's
Well,
the problem.
The problem is,
Shouldn't have passed. Not what
even
mine
if
is.
it doesn't pass, it still has legal issues. So this has to become a referendum whether we like it or not.
What is the legal issues that you know about?
The way the wording of the article
Okay.
was presented, it did not give an option to say yes or no. It just said that needs to happen. And the legal department or legal attorney there found that it was illegal from the standpoint of breaking state law. See, what they're afraid of is getting sued by the state, because when they passed this article, they passed this law in regard to collecting the trash fee. Other communities have done it. There are communities around us that have imposed this, and they all have imposed the $200 for some reason. So there's a collusion of the legislators and the town managers and mayors, because they wanted to override 2.5. And this has to be submitted as a override to 2.5. Well, that's not, I can't take that. So what happens is, when do the signatures have to be submitted? When will the election have to be scheduled? This is, again, our petition that was submitted with this trash fee was submitted as a special town meeting warrant article. However, the Board of Selectmen, in their wisdom, and the town manager have sort of shuffled the deck and put it in with the current one to save money on what? On having a town meeting?
I know, but look, they want to make us work like crazy. Okay, it's not fair. Okay,
Well,
they should listen to us. The taxpayers and the residents of this town are the ones that really own the town. Okay, it shouldn't be. I mean, you can't have just 3 people. Okay, imposing $1.3 million on us. Just like that, without no resignation or whatever. It just doesn't make any sense to me as far as I'm concerned.
Well, Tony, then what we have up our sleeve is that during this fiscal year, or in May of 2024, the select board, there are two members that are up for re-election, Matthew Duggan and Gardner Trask. They should both be voted out because Matthew did an effort to resolve this issue, and the Board of Selectmen could have avoided all of this by reconsidering the vote that they took for the town manager as cover. They need to go. And
I don't think Matt has to go, though. I like Matt.
Well, that's fine. But I'm telling you, he's up
Mr.
for
Trask has to go,
re-election.
as far as I'm concerned.
Trask needs to go.
No question in my mind.
Um,
If not, this town cannot survive any more time with that guy in office.
The next year is Dan Bennett and David Mills. So we have an opportunity to replace 4 out of the 5 members in the next 2 elections. However it's going to happen, I don't know. I am, and with your help, planning a election forum
Yes.
for the Board of Selectmen and the school committee.
How many do you run for the school committee? Do you know that? by
School
chance?
committee, there are 2 members that are up for re-election.
I did hear that.
And there's Alice Campbell and Robin Doherty
Okay.
are
the two
both
that-
up
okay.
for re-election.
Who?
And then after that is Gabe Lopes.
Okay.
Now, he came out of nowhere at one of the school committee meetings
Sounded like a real strong
because-
person too. at
because
first.
he didn't like what the chairman of the school committee was saying. And he didn't agree with all of that. But ever since he got elected, he's become a mute mouse. He hasn't said a peep.
Well, he's playing. He's
Well, I'll tell
playing to
you.
go along. I guess that's the best way to put it. Okay?
I'll tell you what.
I don't
The school committee in itself has no authority really to speak of, because the school system is being run by the Department of Secondary Education out of the state department, Massachusetts state. And all of the criteria that they have to follow is dictated to them. And like sheep, they all follow. I've been watching the school committee because, as you know, 2 years ago, I wanted to
I
run.
remember.
I did run.
Yeah.
And basically at that time, that's when Alice and Robin
Right. I
came
remember
into
that exactly.
play.
Yes.
And 2 of us did not make it. And they didn't want to hear from people that objected to what was going on.
That's the problem. When anybody starts to object to whatever they start, it's ridiculous. I mean, you have to go with your heart. I mean, a lot of times, you know what I'm saying? I mean, even with the select board and stuff like that, there's always a 3-2 vote. It always seems to go that way. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it or whatever, but I don't know. We need a little bit more backbone in some areas. I mean, honestly, you know what I mean? That's the way I see it.
Well, this time, what I was able to determine is that D. Joko,
Okay.
he's the chairman of the Diversity,
Right.
Equity,
I
and
did. I've seen it.
Inclusion
I've seen some
Committee,
I've seen some of the. shows and
for
stuff like
which I have been calling to disband over the last 4 shows because it doesn't do anything for this town. It is just another organization that spends money and does not accomplish anything.
They don't get money for that, do they?
Of course they do. We have a director of the.
Yeah, she gets paid. Okay.
She gets paid.
But
She's got a staff
the
to
board,
go with.
Yeah, but the board doesn't get paid. I mean,
No, that's so.
they're all
that's fine.
volunteers.
That's fine. So are we.
Yeah, no, exactly.
But he's
This town's
one.
lucky. This town's lucky to have all the volunteers that they have. I'll tell you that right now.
D is one of the candidates that's coming out.
I did hear that.
And Michael Bean is another one
Yes.
that will contest.
In my eyes, I'm hoping Mike's been a long resident. I mean, he's born here. He's raised here all this time.
Right.
He seems sincere. I'm hoping, I'm hoping he can make it. I mean, maybe he can make a difference. We need something. This can't keep going this way.
See, the issue with the Board of Selectmen is that there are members on that board that have been there over 10 to 20 years, and they believe that they deserve that seat. But ask any resident, what has your selectman done for you lately? Nothing. They've raised taxes, they've increased the fees, every single tax that we pay, a meals tax, excise
Yeah,
tax. I mean, yeah, I was looking at my excise tax for this year. All three vehicles came in and same amount, no difference. Now, the thing is,
the excise tax not that bad. If you buy a new car, they hit you the first couple of years, then they give you a break after that. That's what I've noticed.
well, yeah,
They
that's,
really they hit you the first 2 or 3 years. They hit you, and after that, then they drops down. You know what I
that's
mean?
just to keep you paying.
Yeah, exactly. But then again, it's supposed to be for the roads. The roads are terrible.
Well, they are getting to be terrible.
They are, but isn't that what the excise tax is supposed to be? It was supposed to be a tax to give money to the town to make sure we have good roads.
Well, we get
they're
good
failing in that
roads.
area.
We get good roads to the people that complain. That's all it's about. It's politics 101. We have, obtain every single year a report from the finance department. This is the annual
And God bless you for doing it, really. I'm telling you.
comprehensive financial report. This, as Gardner Trask has stated in many times, except when he interferes with whatever I want to say, there's a lot of
I
statistical
told you already.
information.
He thinks he's the town manager.
Well, maybe we should change that.
Yeah.
I mean, I am planning.
Maybe he can volunteer. We have a town manager, and then we have an assistant, so maybe he can be the third one or something. You know, get no pay for it. He can just, you know.
Well, the assistant is something else.
I didn't see. I'm not saying anything.
Okay.
I'm not.
What I want to do is I want to get to town moderator. Okay, so the positions that are up for grabs, town moderator.
Anybody running against Tom?
Well, not yet.
Yeah, I don't
We
think
haven't
anybody's
seen.
going to.
I haven't looked at the sign-up sheet.
Yeah, I don't know.
There is no challenger at this time. Selectman Matthew Duggan, Gardner Trask, incumbents. Michael Bean and Dean Joko.
Okay.
School committee, there's the incumbents are running unopposed.
No,
Again,
they're
that-
not. I saw on Facebook the other day someone was collecting signatures for. I
Well,
don't know who it was though.
well,
I'm not gonna lie
that's-
to you. They were collecting signatures. I'm
then
not sure. exactly.
tomorrow I will go to town
Yeah.
hall and get the list.
I don't know who
and-
the person is, but someone was put down to people to stop at Dunkin' Donuts to fill out her papers. Okay, so I don't know if she made it or decided not to. I'm not sure. I don't even know who it is. I'm just being honest. I just caught something like that.
Well, then it's a contested race. That'd be great.
Yeah, no, it's yeah.
I'm not running, that's for
Yeah.
sure, because it's not worth the trouble, because that school committee is basically a stacked deck, and all they do is reinforce or obey the DESE Department of Secondary Education and Elementary Education.
I'm hoping with the new superintendent that things would change. We still have a chance, maybe.
Well,
I'm hoping that he, you know.
I don't see that yet. I have.
Well, I
been-
got to give him a chance.
I have
you
been
know.
asking. It's been over a year now.
No, I know, but look, you know,
Then he.
I'm hoping.
Dan Bauer is.
Seems like a nice man. I got to say that much about him.
He's active. He tries to do the right thing. But I watched the school committee budget meeting that they had last week. And you know what? It is all whatever you can get out of the town, that's all they're going to spend. And the thing is that the town manager has a hand in developing their budget because he controls the overall budget, and he is the worst offender.
And they're all looking for state grants. That's all I keep hearing, state grants. State grants are not always the best thing.
Well, they got state grants as a result of this COVID-19 crap. They got, I think, 4 or 5 positions that we're funded by the state additional grant money.
See, that's what happens.
And now they want to put them into the budget.
You see what I'm saying? That's what happens. That's what happens all the time. That's why. And then you wonder what's going on. So basically, did we need those 5 people to begin with? We don't know that.
We don't know that. Well, they will want them, sure.
Of course.
Of course they could if they would.
But listen, they'd have to make a difference. From what I understand, the MCAS stores are not. I don't know. I don't think they're any. They're not changing much, from what I understand. I mean, So I don't
MCAS,
know. That's where that's where the proof is. Okay, the proof is in the pudding. Okay,
They
if they put all these people together and doing all this stuff, we should be seeing wonderful MCAS. Everything should be going and everything else. I don't see it. If you don't see it, you can't just keep putting people on and then hope for the best.
Well, the next item for the school department is going to be Essex Tech. Essex Tech is expanding. I mean, there's no question about it. That's what they are there to be. And they are attracting many more students than we can afford to send there. But our school department and our school superintendent cannot see it through his head that our population is decreasing and our budget is increasing. When are we going to cut the budget of the school department and the administrators that have been introduced? Because I asked for some information in regard to the curriculum of how the curriculum is dictated to us and who does who to what. The one thing that they didn't give me was the sex education and health education curriculum, because they knew that's what I wanted. But they gave me probably a stack of paper this high.
That was to confuse you.
That was
you home.
That was to shuffle the deck. And the principal of the high school was very cooperative, and I grant him that that's exactly what they're going for. But now they have an opportunity to eliminate the curriculum directors, which they have, I think, 6 or 8. And those people are not required because the state is telling them what they have to teach. So that's enough for
I
the
know.
school.
Another thing I heard that they're trying to keep a lot of people from not going to the tech. They're trying to keep them in-house. I heard that through the select board. If I'm
Well,
not mistaken.
they would like
And
that.
That's what they're trying
But
to do.
they have
I don't know
no
if it's,
they have no magnet in the
No.
Danvers school
no,
system.
exactly. That's the thing.
Because all their focus is on college bound. And the thing is, these kids need a technical education as well.
And because back when they had it in the school system, you got to figure out that the town probably picked up a lot of employees out of there. Do you follow what I'm saying? A lot of
Yeah.
a lot of good things happen. Now it's almost impossible. Go down and try to get one. Everybody's looking for them. You don't try to get it. Everybody's trying to get someone from the tech. To
So
go
just
work for 'em.
quickly, this is just the beginning. Well, the budget is supposed to be submitted to the town.
March 1st, I heard.
March 1st,
Yes.
correct. And on March 7th or 8th,
Yeah.
the Board of Selectmen is going to talk about it. And then what they want is a one-day
Yeah, I did hear that.
discussion of March 16th
Right.
for the details of the budget so they can advertise their accomplishments and the need for additional money. Well, sooner or later, I think town meeting has to wake up. This is not going well.
But don't they put about $8 million a year in free cash, more or less? Isn't that every?
Well, that's another issue. See, I'm going through my list.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm
And
not trying to be funny, you know?
the free cash
Right.
is the intended underrun of each and every account if possible. And sometimes they have a positive, sometimes they have a negative. Snow removal is one of those up and downs.
Well, we know that.
But usually free cash, which is excess that has been built into the budget, is in the $5 to $8 million a year. Last year they had 7.8 million, and they spread it around. Now, their claim to fame is going to be, oh, we need special education. Special education will take care of itself. because they don't tell you the full story of how special education is funded. It is funded by the town at this time, but the year later, the state refunds 60 or 70% of the special education funding back to the town so they can be like a revolving account.
Okay.
So that's something that nobody wants to talk about because that is money coming back from the state, but it goes into the town treasury. So it's being used for anything and everything that goes on.
Another thing, we got a AAA bond rating, which I guess is the best you can have.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good, excellent. The only problem is that shows that we are doing too well. When you're doing too well, everybody wants a piece of you. If you know what I'm saying, is if it wasn't so good, we probably could get more money from the state and maybe from the federal. But when you're at the top, they don't want to give it to you.
No, the issue here
Am I
is,
right? Am I saying the right thing or wrong? I'm wrong.
you're close. The issue is that the cities and towns that are under a city charter get a heck of a lot more state funding than the towns, because the towns, they are considered rich communities. And the thing is, we have our own poor, we have our own funded organizations in our town. And the thing is that when are we going to stop feeding the dragon?
Well,
the dragon is eating us. So, school budget, library budget. Library has always been a million.
Yeah, it seems like it's nothing.
But now the library is flexing their muscles in regard to the types of presentations and the types of discussions that they have at the library. There's issues that need to be addressed, and I don't know, I have no problem asking the questions, but you can lead the horse to water, but you can't make them drink.
Anybody running for a library?
I don't know yet. I'm going to check that.
I'm not sure.
And we're going to have a show in March 7th or 8th, and we will have that discussion at that time.
Another thing, I'm just curious. I don't know if you can answer this one. I thought a board of selectmen was already automatically a town meeting member, so they have to run for town meeting member on the side.
No. The
confused.
reason we were told that one of our selectmen,
Okay.
current selectmen,
Okay.
has filed papers for the Board of Selectmen for re-election.
Right.
But he, as an ace in the hole, he's going for town meeting as well. He can have both seats. But if he does not get elected to the Board of Selectmen, he has the town meeting seat.
Oh.
That's the only
okay.
reason.
Because I thought.
They all do it.
Okay. Oh, I
They
didn't know that.
all
okay. See,
do it.
It's the first time I was
That's
just confused.
self-preservation.
Yeah. Now, another question I have. Now, the finance committee, are they supposed to be town meeting members? Are they?
No, they are appointed by
I
the
understand,
moderator.
but most of them are town meeting members.
They were, maybe,
Yeah.
but they have to resign.
They're still on the paper.
Well, that's not supposed to be.
Well,
That's
then,
where Pat Frazier needs to clean house.
I went through the thing the other day and looking. They're on there.
Well, then what we need to do is bring that up to Pat Frazier, because that is not a position that they should be town
So
meeting
they're not
members.
shouldn't be too.
Nope. Town finance committee is independent. When I was appointed to the finance committee, I was the town meeting member, and I was asked by Frank Mills,
Okay.
David's father,
Okay.
at that time, that I would have to resign and then be a member of the finance
They're
committee.
still on the thing.
And I stayed on that committee for 10 years.
Then the book, either the book's lying or I don't know. It's a
Well,
new book that I got. I went and checked it. I was just curious.
Maybe,
And they're on there.
Maybe that has to be contested.
I didn't
That's-
know.
Well, now you know.
Now I
The
know.
rest of the story. Okay, so We have 9 minutes left, and we are going like crazy
Yeah,
here.
we're having fun.
But I would just like to give you a heads up as a member of the residents attending the Beverly Airport Commission meetings. You and I have been there for many, many years.
I've been going there for
And-
20 years, believe it or not.
And we've been debating with the town, with the commissioners. Now, the commissioners are basically all new.
They need 2 more out of Beverly. Beverly's only got. They-
Well,
there needs to
it
still be 2
serves us
Yeah.
no,
No, it doesn't,
no
yeah.
benefit
No.
by them having
No.
more.
Mm.
But our own commissioners
I'll be honest with you,
are not active.
it's getting a little bit better, but it's not perfect yet, and they're still tucking it to us. It's sad. We have to. I mean, they're still coming into Danvers too much. They have to give us some relief. They really do. Okay, I'm serious. Okay, even the other day, comms when they were supposed to be on 1-6, 1-3-4. So 3-4 they go down, back into Danvers again. Where if they were on 1-6 in Beverly, but I
Well-
swear to God they can't fly in Beverly. That's the problem.
Well, the only thing I want to bring up during this show is that tonight at 6 p.m. at the Senior Center,
Okay.
the Conservation Commission is going to be taking up
Oh, really?
again
Okay.
the hangar project that has been proposed and approved by the commissioners.
That's another stupid thing. They should not let that hangers go in there. It's too close to the residents.
Well, then we need to address that issue with Aaron Henry, who is the land use director as well as the conservation
Yes.
contact, and
Yes.
he's also airport commissioner.
I know that. The conflict of interest.
There is a conflict of interest. However, if you look at the last Tuesday's meeting, they reappointed everybody without any question.
Yes. I did notice that. Yes.
So,
That's the easy way.
well, no, that's the automatic way because they don't have to listen to anyone.
Right, exactly.
They
I don't
wouldn't let anybody speak.
know. No.
as well.
I know. What are you gonna do? I did catch that. You know.
So, Airport Commission, closed issue for now. Watch the special report that I put together yesterday, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. Thank you for
It
doing it.
should be on YouTube
Yeah.
and on cable
Yeah.
as of today, I think.
Yeah.
So, topics number 4. Letters from the public, several long outstanding questions raised by our audience. I have been badgering the town hall about the staffing issues and the employee morale,
Okay.
because over the last 3 years, the 2 years in 21 and 22, I asked for a report that said how many people resigned, quit, got
I did hear
fired,
that.
left on their own, and I wanted to know, is there a exit interview or something? Can you find out why these people are leaving? Well, didn't get any of that, but I got a list of all the people. 2 years, it was 220 people that rolled over.
That many?
That many. And we only have, I think, 700 some people that are employees of the town.
Now is that you
And-
talking water, electric,
Everybody.
everybody? That's
Everybody.
everything.
Yeah.
Public Works, the whole 9 yards.
Yes, sir.
Town hall.
So, employee morale has been ignored. I have left a message, and I'm going to ask for a Freedom of Information request to the HR department. See what they have accomplished. I don't want to know the names.
I know.
Just give me the
Well,
title.
that's what they're going to tell you. They're going to tell you they can't tell you.
I
'cause
don't care about
conflict,
the names.
You know, right?
All I want is the title. I've also asked for a report of the 100 highest paid employees in our town.
They used
That used to be
In the paper,
published
yeah.
in the
to,
paper,
yeah, all the time.
and they have stopped that.
It used to be the fire department, mostly the police and fire department, basically.
Well,
And the school department towards
it's
the end.
School department.
Yeah.
A lot of it is school department
Okay.
now. So we're going to continue this kind
So
of.
they don't do that anymore?
No, but
They
I've
used to
asked
put it in
for
the
it.
paper. They used
I'm gonna have it on the show. I'm gonna have it here, and I'll publish it on the screen while we're talking about it, so people can at least see.
Yeah.
But the Salem Snooze and the Patch and
That's gone.
the Beverly Herald
It's gone. I mean,
are
isn't
no longer really in
It's
existence.
sad. It really is sad. Even regular TV, even the TV stations today, they're sugarcoating all kinds of stuff. It's ridiculous.
So what we want to do is close this particular broadcast today with some closing comments.
Okay.
But before we get into the closing comments, I want to give our audience an idea. Ben, if we can put up the Tasmanian Devil, and I think that's what really makes us
There it is.
tick. I miss
The
the
good
good old
old days.
days. Remember when you could actually have an opinion without
Without offending
offending somebody.
Isn't that true?
And this has been a standard. Put that back on, Ben. I mean, we're not done with this. This is a clip that I treasure because it
Well,
really
it's true.
tells you what we are all about. Now, Tony, closing comments, and you have a minute.
Okay. On the airport situation, like I said, we're making progress, but it's kind of slow. It's been taking a long time, and we're still not there 100%. Okay, we need our 2 reps to either get in there and really shake them up and get something done, or whatever. I don't know. We have to do something because it's not really working the way it should be. I mean, like I told you, I listen to it a lot. I really don't want to. I rather just, hope that they do the right thing that they're supposed to. They put stuff on paper, telling us what we're going to do, right or wrong, okay? And they're not even implying that stuff. They even mentioned to us about taking right-hand turns on runway 34. It's not happening. That would help Danvers a lot because they would be in Beverly. I swear to God, these people want to avoid Wyndham and Beverly. The side that has less houses, okay, less congested, more woods, that's where they don't fly. They fly in Danvers, where we're all congested, and one of these days, I'm telling you, something's going to happen. It's going to be terrible. So I wish they would wake up and do the right thing.
It's an easier path for the pilots.
Exactly.
But we have to have a peaceful coexistence between the pilots, the schools, the airport commission, and the residents of Beverly, Danvers, and Wenham. And surrounding communities because they're being affected.
Yeah, they're affected also. One better kid you.
So, my closing comments are coming down to the fact that we need to eliminate some of the fat that we have in our budget, and the town manager needs to get some cojones to start deleting some of these department heads. Eliminate DEI. That's something
That's
that
100 and something thousand right there.
Oh, that's more than that because you have benefits and then you have staff supporting it. Eliminate proposed trash tax. Town charter was very much in the light at the last selectmen's meeting. We need to get that reviewed and evaluated. Warrant articles need to be advanced to town meeting for action. Selectmen have an opportunity to become leaders. Town charter is long overdue for a reboot. So we will continue our program, and what I like to do is if you have comments, if you have issues with the program, let us know. You know how to get a hold of me, and please continue watching, and we appreciate you.
And we hope we're doing the right thing for the town.
Thank you, Danvers.